you doing, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. Today, I'm your host, Isaac Hayes, talking about life, talking about liberty, and yes, talking about the pursuit of happiness and showing you, the audience, and the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you're located. Just remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. You should rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to apologize. I have to apologize because I took the day off yesterday. I guess you could say I took the day off. What happened? I overslept. I usually do these things in the morning before I go to work, and it depends on if they need me early or not. And I laid in bed and I just said I can't do it today. I got into the studio way too late, so my apologies. I know y'all look forward to hearing the great voice of Louisiana podcasting on your radios or your earbuds or whatever way you listen to the show. I usually try to get it out, but yesterday was one of them days I couldn't do it, and I apologize. But I'm back today, and I'm excited to bring something that I think is on the nation, like that's really big in the nation right now, and that's immigration and the border. That's all over the news, that has been covering the news cycle for a few days now, and I briefly touched on it on my last episode, and I thought, it might be good for me to go ahead and dive into this topic. And look, there's a lot going on. That even in the Senate, Cori Bush is being investigated. I have a story I'm planning for tomorrow that involves a pro-life activist being arrested. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, unless something else major happens, and I gotta cover it. But again, immigration is one of the biggest topics right now. The southern border, as you know, with Eagle Pass and Shady Park in Texas, where the Texas Border Patrol or the Texas National Guard has taken it over. They put up razor wire, and the state of Texas is protecting itself from an invasion at the southern border. There's 8 to 10 million immigrants that have passed through the border. We know now that a lot of these people are not Mexican immigrants. They are from South America, or they're from other regions of the world. India, Afghanistan, Syria. We have a lot of people. There is evidence now that we know that there's more nationalities coming across the border than just Mexican people. And ladies and gentlemen, that is scary. That is scary, and we need to get a hold of this. And we need to do something. Greg Abbott is doing something. Greg Abbott is putting up razor wire, and we know that the Supreme Court told the Biden administration, y'all can cut them, and the media isn't talking about how the Supreme Court also said y'all can put it back up. And the state of Texas said that already. Look, if you go ahead and cut our razor wire, we will come back and we will put it up. Now, we know that Border Patrol and 25 other states have said Texas is doing the right thing, and they're stopping illegal immigration. And I believe most of Americans are for this. People on the left, they don't want this. And look, I don't know why. Why don't you want to have somebody? Why don't you want somebody protecting your border? Why wouldn't you want somebody stopping people that could hurt us in this country? That a lot of people, a lot of people say, well, these are people that's coming over and helping. They want a better life for themselves. They want to make, they want to live the American dream. Okay, I understand about living the American dream. But unfortunately, a lot of Americans ain't living the American dream. They're living an American nightmare, because we have a president that just don't want to do anything at the southern border. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but they're just people that they're crossing over to hurt us. A lot of these people, and I agree with President Trump when he said this, a lot of these people that are coming over are criminals. A lot of people that are coming over don't want to, help the American dream. They want to come here and hurt the American dream. They want They don't like America. Okay, I talked about the video the other day that I seen of one of the top terrorists crossing over the border. And the thing of it, he kept telling those guys, "You're gonna know who I am. You're gonna know who I." What does he mean by that? And we need to do something at the southern border. And I'm gonna make a point here, and it's gonna be a bold statement. President Biden does not want to do anything at the southern border. He'd rather pass the blame on to the Republican Party. What am I talking about? Well, this week, the Senate Republicans, Senate Democrats have been working on an immigration bill. Why did he bring this to the House? That's the first point I would like to bring up. Why didn't he go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to start with Speaker Mike Johnson. I'm going to go ahead and talk to the Republicans of the House and see if we can get a bipartisan bill. Because it's easier to pass a bill with rhino Republicans like Mitch McConnell than going to true conservatives in the House of Representatives. He knew it would not pass in the House of Representatives, and Mike Johnson already said whatever bill he gets from the Senate is going to be dead on arrival. But you have President Biden going to the Senate Republicans and saying, let's make a deal. Mitch McConnell and other Senate Republicans have been talking. They want to pass a bill that will extend Ukraine aid. That's something that President Biden has been fighting too. Ukraine is not getting no more aid. And unfortunately, they're making Israel not get aid because they're trying to lump all this together because Israel and Ukraine's in a war. And President Biden's more worried about Ukraine than he is Israel or the United States. So he's trying to push and say, let's get a bipartisan deal. The Republicans are saying, all right, we do this Senate bill at the border. You get aid to Ukraine in the mix. And he's like, oh yes, let's pass it. And he's going around saying, listen, President Biden's going around saying, I could do so much at the border if this bill passed. I can't do everything. Biden has already said, I have done everything I can at the border. But that's not necessarily true. He went ahead on day one. If you remember day one when he became president of the United States, this man signed 17 executive orders, one of the most of any president on day one. I think Donald Trump will beat that if he becomes president of the United States, because he already said on day one he's drill baby drilling and he's going to close the border. The president has the right to do that. But one thing that President Biden did was Biden went ahead and removed the emergency order at the border where Donald Trump did, and he could close the border. Now, Biden's saying he can't do nothing at the border, but it's funny, on day one, he opened up the border. He took the chains off and opened the gates and said, look, free world, go. Go to the free, go, y'all can come on in. But he made a statement this week, I can't do nothing more at the border. What does this bill entail? Well, the bill is going to hire more Border Patrol agents, and is going to throw, I'm going to say it like it is, it's going to basically throw money into the problem at the southern border. And Democrats do this all the time. Instead of really tackling the issue like, hey, people are coming over because the border's open, President Biden wants to go ahead and throw more money at the problem and say, look, throwing money is gonna fix the solution. No, the solution is that the border is open. All you have to do is close it. No, we're going to hire more border agents to process more immigrants. That's one thing he wants to do as well. I think like 500,000 immigrants he's going to process and make legal in the United States. That is not fixing the problem. That is not fixing the problem. The problem is the open border. But the president is saying that if this bill passed, he better close the border. And he's saying that it's Republicans that are stopping it, and that it's the Republicans' fault. But it's kind of funny. When the border was closed, Republicans were in charge. Basically, and one Republican was at the helm of this. It was Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump closed the border. We had the lowest crossings. Crime rate was down. The people could afford food. But Biden is trying to say it is the Republicans' fault when the Republicans had this stuff under control. Do you know when Biden walked into the Oval Office, he had a secure border? He had a country that was oil independent. Biden, Biden was, it was like this, okay, for analogy. Biden was inherited a gold mine that had a gold vein. And it was working. They were taking gold out of it. They gave that to Biden. And Biden, in the analogy, was saying, let's close up the mine. I'm going to stay rich. You can't do that. We need to get the gold vein out. Well, no, I'm just, let's close up the mine, and I'm gonna be getting my I'm gonna continue getting millions, right? That's what Biden's doing with the border, and he done with his presidency. Donald Trump set up Joe Biden so well to succeed. Now, Trump didn't know that. Trump was trying to get another term, but Trump set up Biden so much to succeed. And what did Biden do? Biden said, I don't want it. But I can still get the fame and everything like that comes with being a president. The border is a mess, and it isn't the Republicans' fault. Biden can say whatever he wants. It is not the Republicans' fault. It is his fault. Again, he can do something at the southern border. He chooses not to. Oh, I need the Senate. No, he chooses not to, because he can sign executive orders. He can do things, and he can go ahead and put an emergency order. He can do something, but he chooses not to. And a lot of people are asking, well, why don't he want to do nothing? Well, because it don't fit their agenda. Because you see, Democrats are the party of lawlessness. And they like people coming across the border because it benefits them. Because when you have videos after videos after videos of people talking to migrants and talking to people that come across the southern border, and they ask, why do you like President Biden? He's like, oh, and people are like, oh yes, Biden is good. Biden lets us come over. Biden, we don't like Trump. We like Biden. There's an issue there. And people are crossing over the southern border is putting this country at risks. The FBI has already said that we had an all-time high level of another terrorist attack. And look, who does that fall on? That falls on the president. It also falls on Mayorkas, who is also in the process of getting impeached right now. He's going to get impeached from the House, but I don't think he's going to get impeached from the Senate. But Mayorkas, Alexandria Mayorkas, I think his name is, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, is not pushing laws. And that's a whole nother thing as well. You know, Biden can close up the border and stop the border if he only enforces laws. Because, look, Donald Trump did this. Donald Trump enforced laws at the border. People were saying, oh, he's inhumane, he's this and this. And he was just saying, I'm using laws that was already on the books that have not been enforced. This is Mayorkas and Biden's problem. They're both the cause for what happened at the southern border, but mainly Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden, as I like to call him, backwards Joe, does everything backwards. Rather help his chances of staying in power than protecting his nation. We already know he's sold out. If everything in the impeachment inquiry is correct, and that's a if, a man's innocent until proven guilty. If everything in the impeachment inquiry is correct, Biden is a sellout. And for him to keep bringing in his money, he has to stay in power. And this is why it was going on the southern border. Now, people might say, well, hold on, Isaac, you're talking about them voting and outright. Hey, it's possible. There's states that immigrants can go in and vote. They don't need no voter ID. They don't need a register, nothing. They can vote. And it's sad that we're coming to the state, but that's why Biden is keeping the border open. No, Isaac, he just cares for them people. No, he does not care for. He barely cares for the American people. How he's going to care for people from other nationalities? Biden is keeping the border open for political power. He don't care if it hurts America. He don't care if it if it messes up our economy. He don't care if it messes up our security and sanctity as a nation. Because Biden cares about power. I'm going to say it again. Biden can close the border. Biden can do things at the southern border. He chooses not to. All because of power. And until we get that fixed, we're not gonna see a lot of change at the southern border. And look, he does what he normally does. He passes the buck. He pushes the goalposts down. Him trying to blame Republicans. Any simple-minded person can see that when Republicans had control of the border, we were set. We had the border secured. Biden opened it up. Now he wants to blame Republicans because it's starting to look bad. When it didn't look bad, when people were praising him, oh yes, I did this at the border, I did that at the border. Now it's starting to hurt him. Oh, I gotta blame the Republicans. With that being said, that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show today. Just remember that Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, reach out to me and tell me how to make. I will tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to the Stop and Listen podcast. The host there, I can't think of your name right now, my brother, but I went back and listened to your podcast. Good podcast. Go check him out on YouTube and give him a like and a subscription. Like I said, real good podcast, real good guy. I've been communicating with him. We might have to get him on the show pretty soon. We have to start working out the details. But Stop and Listen podcast. Go ahead and check them out. Also, go check out our affiliate marketers, Give-A-Derm and HairClub. Give-A-Derm is a great dermatology company. They go ahead and they make their products out of all natural ingredients, and this helps your skin out because it's not toxins and chemicals inside the I can't talk this morning. Inside the product, they works. Me and my family, we tried it, we use it, and it works. The face creams are good, the soaps are good, they all good. Go check it out in the link in the description. Use the promo code BGS Media. Also, HairClub, hair loss is one of the biggest problems in America today. But guess what? You don't have to live with hair loss. Go call HairClub, get with one of their consultants, and they'll be able to help you out to reverse your hair loss. Use the promo code BGS Media 10 for great product discounts. So that was going to wrap it up for me. Again, until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. You have a good one.